Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Court of Swords. It's Monday. It feels weird doing the show on a Monday. Is that just me? Doesn't matter. Do you guys? I know some streamers don't even really care that Mondays exist because it's just another day of streaming.
Yeah, it is weird, but not because it's Monday. It's weird because it's a day earlier than it normally would be. Tomorrow's going to be extra weird too. Yeah, tomorrow will be weird. Mm-hmm. Every subsequent day will be weird thereafter.
Yeah,
it's throwing off my whole week.
Yeah, I got to recalibrate the whole year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a full-time streamer, like days of the week don't really mean anything anymore. It's all.
Do you still get excited though for Fridays? Like, are you just still kind of like, man, it's Friday? Fuck yeah.
Not really, because that's like when that's when we have to work because everyone else is off and viewers are available.
Yeah, I think we calibrate based on other people though. Like I know people that have normal jobs, and so I'm like, all right, well, I can't hang out with this person during these times because they have a normal job. So I kind of calibrate around them. But if I was just like streaming and doing other stuff, yeah, all time would cease to have meaning. It would just vanish.
This might be true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Might be true.
I mean, hell, you spend enough time streaming in your office with the doors closed and the artificial lights on, you can forget what time it is. It can be 4 a.m. and you can be like, cool, I'm gonna go get lunch. Like it doesn't matter.
That starts to feel really bad after a while, by the way. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do not do that. It's very
That's why I
you.
try to have an office that has at least like one window or something. So I know like, oh shit, it's fucking late.
Yeah. It's kind of strange, but streamers don't go outside and they don't see light that often except like fake light to light their fucking green screens and shit. But the idea of not seeing light on a normal basis actually fucks with you. It'll change your entire being and mood and everything if you just don't go outside and see light. It's actually scary.
with newer and like streamers that maybe have been doing it for like a year or so, or maybe even sometimes 2 years. They're real gung ho about like, yeah, I'll bust out 24-hour streams. I'll stream all fucking day. I'll stream every day, like forever. And I'm like, you're gonna burn yourself out. Be careful. And they're like, nah, it's fine. I got this. And then I talk to those same people like later on. They're like, you were right. Fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, but you gotta like. I'm gonna open my windows right now. I just realized they're closed. I gotta let the sun shine in, guys.
I try to get out of the house just to like walk around. Like I try to just like go for a little walk. It helps for me. I do it before I GM because it helps me kind of like clear my head and like get into the like game space. So I'll just like go for a walk and listen to music and think about the game and like get ready. But if I don't do that, if I'm too busy or like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, shit, I just got so much to do today. I'm not gonna have a chance to get out of the house. And it's like stream, take 10 minutes, drink a Soylent, stream 10 minutes, and like at the end of the day, you're like, cool. Well, there goes 16 hours, and I feel like a shitty robot. So cool. Let's try again tomorrow.
It can be depressing sometimes to even though you're self-employed and you make your own schedule, like when you think about like, oh fuck, this is all the stuff I have to do today. It's all planned out. Like, and then I'm just gonna go to sleep and do it again the next day.
I think that's most people though. That's not even. I think most people have routines, and routines suck after a while. Like being in a routine is awful.
And the difference is just like reminding yourself, like, oh, I actually. I enjoy playing video games and stuff, but sometimes it can just be, in general, like you're saying, routines can just be monotonous. Yeah. Obviously, there's going to be people in chat and be like, I'm a bricklayer. You guys don't know shit about work.
Yeah, the construction guys across the street are
freezing my nipples off.
They're still building, by the way, to give you guys a construction update. I have no idea what they're building. They're still working on that person's house.
It sounds to me like you live in some kind of dystopian wasteland. Like you got scorpions in your bed, and you got construction around you all the time.
That spider.
You don't have any hot water.
That spider being eaten by the scorpion, or rather,
dynamite explosions.
Yeah, the spider eating the scorpion is crazy.
Sometimes I look at your Twitter, JP, and I'm like, I worry about this guy. I like someone needs to take care. I'm glad that sometimes people check in on you and take care of you because I worry.
That's
true,
man.
Fucking taking his Searsall to a goddamn cockroach.
Yeah,
okay, that's pretty good.
It's savage times, man. You got to be careful out here.
Yeah, he's got the tools.
Yeah.
I've seen Aliens. I know how it works.
That's like if it were a video game, it would just be he'd take like a wrench and modify it a little bit below camera, and then all of a sudden it's a flamethrower.
Yeah, with a little bit of elbow grease, you can turn just about anything into a flamethrower if video games are to be believed.
So when the bug guy came out on Friday, he left his bug sprayer here. I'm thinking I'm gonna turn that into a flamethrower, but he hasn't called. I figured he'd like call and be like, "Hey, I left my shit at your house." Nope. He's being a friendly bug guy and just leaving me like death in a can. It's great.
It's a free gift. It's a free gift. You paid for that. It's yours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also smells like peppermint. So.
Yeah. Now you can deal poison and fire damage
like
at
peppermint?
the same time.
Yeah, the bug spray smells like peppermint.
Hey kids, jump to the sprinkler! Jump to the sprinkler!
Yeah.
How the fuck do they have it smell like peppermint?
Texas man murders local children with poison sprayer. News at 11.
Jesus Christ. They give you like different scents. I think it's like you can do vanilla.
Oh, it's like fluoride treatment at the dentist.
Peppermint, yeah.
I was gonna say, is that for like your benefit? Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
Because
otherwise, it just smell
when you're
awful.
gone, and then you come back. I don't know. I feel like if there's any trace of like smell, it's a little weirding me out. Like I'm breathing in some chemicals. Like it's an acceptable amount of this poison
it's all
that you're breathing in.
all the stuff that they spray inside. I had a long talk with him about this. All the stuff they spray inside is all organic, so like you can roll around in the poison and it's not going to bother you at all.
I don't know if that makes a difference to me. Like,
the way it actually works,
my crazy mind's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in nature that can fucking kill you.
The way it works
poison.
is
organic.
The poison.
When the bugs like get it on their bug bodies, right? And then when they go to like groom themselves, like clean their antennas and all their shit and their little fucking legs, that's when it actually ingests into the body, and then it paralyzes them and forces them to not breathe, and then that's how they die.
Yeah, organ shutdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the spiders, since spiders don't clean themselves, the reason the spiders die is because they eat the dead corpses.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a
Because
little
they eat the dead
bug
corpses.
knowledge.
Nature is fascinating.
Yeah.
Just
It also is really
and then the ways that
fascinating.
we find to destroy it, also super fascinating.
I
It
killed a
seems really
spider just
inhumane.
before the show.
Yeah. You kill a spider? What type of spider was it?
I don't fucking know. It was like a black one that
spider.
had like kind of like probably like a bigger wolf spider kind of thing. That's what I would equate it to.
Yeah, he when he first walked out, I was like, yeah, so we got some spiders, and he like, I thought I was on like the Animal Planet or something, because he like jumped down to the ground and like went into the spider web and like grabbed the spider. He's like, that's a messy spider web, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then he like looks closer at the spider. He's like, oh, thank God, it's not a brown recluse. I'm like, yeah, thank God that's not a brown recluse. Of course. What the fuck? And he goes, well, if it's a messy spider web, it's either a black widow, a brown recluse, or some other type of spider, and it was the other type of spider. So
all
got
I can
close,
think of
boys.
when I think of these like bug killer guys is John Goodman from Arachnophobia. That's all I can think of. Just every time I'm like,
It was basically that.
That's the guy in my mind.
Yeah, it was basically that, pretty much.
Nice.
It didn't really didn't vary from that.
Or what's it called? I still one day want to meet a rodent hunter, like a pest and pest guy,
Pest controller.
like Christopher Walken in Mouse Hunt. You guys remember that?
God.
Nice.
I just want to meet
tasting,
Christopher Walken.
mouse
Can we,
droppings.
can we just screw the whole pest thing? Let's just meet Christopher Walken.
Next guest for the show after Anne, Christopher Walken. Let's make it happen.
Can you
How
imagine?
amazing would that be?
Christopher Walken, you like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Come on over, buddy. Hook us up.
He's getting up there in years. I don't know
He
if
is.
you've seen him in like
He got
when he
my
was on SNL or anything like that.
I think the last movie I saw him in was that movie with Brendan Fraser where he was his dad and they had like a bomb shelter in it. This is from like the
was his
90s.
dad, was he?
Well, that's a pretty old movie.
I know. I
Blast
don't
from
know
the
what else
Past?
he's been in. Or the Fatboy Slim music video.
Yeah, Blast from the Past. I think the Fatboy Slim music video is probably some of his best work, but yeah.
Was Alicia
He's fine in
Silverstone in
movies.
Blast from the Past?
Who?
Was that Brendan
Alicia
Fraser, Alicia Silverstone, and him?
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good
Man.
movie.
Alicia
The
Silverstone,
thing
what's
that
she
my
been up to?
fucking mind remembers sometimes is just stupid.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is that stored in my brain?
It's there. You'll need it. I was gonna say,
Was Brendan Fraser also in Encino Man? Was he the
Yeah,
caveman?
he
in
was the
Encino
caveman
I haven't seen that movie.
with Pauly Shore. He's also in Monkey Wrench, I believe, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah. He was the caveman in that. That's right.
That
yeah,
movie's
he
good.
plays a lot of characters that just used to be like he's coming out of the past. Just coming
Encino
out of
Man's a pretty
ice
good movie.
blocks.
Yeah.
Encino Man is a good movie.
He was also in Bedazzled and The Mummy.
Oh, The Mummy, yeah, of course. Classic Fraser there in The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Bedazzled was another one of the same era when he was just kind of like churning out those movies.
Yeah. George
I like
of the
that too.
Jungle. Oh,
It's-
God, I forgot about that.
It's silly, but it's neato silly.
Neato Silly. That's
Yeah, it had
the
Elizabeth
movie
Hurley. When's the last time you
classification.
saw her in a movie?
Oh, Elizabeth Hurley. God, was she in?
She played the devil.
That's right. I remember that movie.
Oh my god.
I've seen that before.
Yep.
What the fuck were movies
movie.
doing in the 90s, man? What the hell?
That's a fucking 90-ass movie. Yeah, the 90s.
There was a spate of movies in the 90s that were about like the devil. Like there was that one with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves.
That movie's great.
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Movie's amazing.
Yeah. And then that shitty one with Adam Sandler, Little Nicky.
That movie was weird.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, like just devil movies from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's weird how there's those movie trends where like every major studio's like, fuck, we need this movie.
Yeah.
Well, they go by what sells, obviously.
You like how I said it was a 90s ass movie, but it came out in 2000?
90s movie.
That's the thing though. The 90s didn't really start until like 94 and they didn't end until 2002 or 3. So yeah, that's fair.
It's whenever
Plus,
people
it was a
stopped
remake of the
bleaching their
original.
hair is when the 90s ended. That's the official
Technically
end date, is
Bedazzled.
bleaching of hair.
Yeah. It was a 60s movie. 1967 was the original.
Of what?
This is our show. We just talk about movies and look up shit on IMDb.
Welcome to the Court of Swords pre-show, also known as everybody's looking at IMDb and commenting on things.
Oh yeah, End
What's
of
always
Days. I
interesting-
remember that. Remember that movie.
What's interesting to me is to see either in the chat or in like sometimes I'll look at the YouTube comments or whatever, which is never a good idea. But I'll see people like who there's the side of it who really enjoy the pre-show, and then there's the side like skip to this, you're welcome. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. There is a long tradition of pre-show hatred. There are camps. There are two strong camps that are very heavily divided on this kind of content. But this is how we do. We got to warm up.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
We still got 17 minutes. Have you guys ever watched Master of None? Because if not, I highly implore you to watch season 2 of Master of None. It's the best TV I've watched this year, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm
Without a doubt.
not all the way through season 2, but season 1, like if you haven't watched, you got to watch both seasons. Aziz Ansari is so good at what he does, and this show is so smart. I remember the first time that I watched episode 4 of season 1, the Indians on Television episode.
Yeah.
After the first like 3 or 4 minutes, the intro bit, I was just like, holy shit, this show.
They do a lot of that in season 2.
I just finished the episode in season 2, the New York I Love You, that one.
Yeah, that one's really good. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I came out of that show. The season 2, they go to Italy and talk about pasta a lot and like eat a lot of pasta. It's kind of a foodie show at some points. It's kind of weird. But like I came out of that show, I was like, I want to learn Italian. I want to learn this fucking language because they romanticize it way too much in that show. But it's not like overdone. It's just really well done. So yeah, watch. It's on Netflix. It's in 4K if you have a TV. It's great. It's great.
Something I think that's true of Aziz Ansari that I think is true of a lot of kind of producer, director, writer like savants is that you can tell by watching these things that he really cares about the medium, right? Like he cares about making TV that feels cinematic or like art, right? And not necessarily in a like season 1 of Hannibal kind of way, but in a like, this is obviously important. He's thought about the cinematography, he's thought about the presentation. There's a reason that first episode is in black and white, right? Like it's presented in a very specific way to make you feel not only the themes of the show and the stuff that's happening in the show, but the idea that you are watching a significant piece of media, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
And really, yeah, it gives me a lot of respect for him as a crafter of art.
Yeah.
It feels like a tribute to good media. Which is super cool.
I did read somewhere. I finished the show in one day. That's how good it was because it's only like each episode's like 30 minutes to an hour, just depending. They just kind of say fuck it on the time of each show until they finish the episode. But most of them are like 25 minutes or 30 minutes minimum. So I binged it in one day, but I've been reading stuff about it almost every single day since. And someone made the statement that the show is like made for millennials and any other age group wouldn't understand it. And I kind of get that, man. I kind of understand that. It made sense to me when I read that article, which I thought was interesting. So I want to have like an older person watch that shit.
It's
like
very
DJ
much,
Wheat needs to watch that shit. I bet you he'd be like, this is dumb.
I don't know. It's very much of its age. Like it does feel like I mean the things that they reference and the kinds of situations that the characters are in feel I don't want to say topical because I think topical is a bit dismissive, but they feel very much of their time. It's a zeitgeisty show. But I also think that the underlying layer of creative stuff that goes into it is sort of timeless. Like there's that episode the one where he goes to a dinner party. And the end of the episode is this like Tarkovsky-esque, like super lingering shot of him in a cab.
Yeah.
That like feels so timelessly cinematic that I think that stuff redeems the like, haha, it's an episode about Tinder.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I feel like it balances itself out.
Yeah, I mean that's like a 5, maybe 6 minute shot of him just in the back of a cab, and you're just like, this is enthralling. What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Like it's so good, and I think like to the point, like that the sort of Tarkovsky esque like shot of it is that there is that feeling that you get in the same kind of like long drawn out cinematic moments in a movie where you're like, okay, this is going on like a little long, and you're like, oh, I get it now. Like after that awkward 3rd or 4th minute where you're still staring at the same thing, and then it pulls it all together.
Yeah.
It's absolutely like brilliantly crafted.
Yep. Yeah, finish.
But yeah, it's a good point. I wonder what someone who is like outside of the generational window.
Finish the season, Adam, and then message me, because man,
yeah,
season 1 ends on a fuck you note, but season 2 is just like, oh, you motherfucker.
So somebody told me in my chat the other day, and you can confirm this for me. Apparently there's a movie poster with a spaceship on it at some point near the end of season 2.
Yes, it does say Swan Song on it. I did see that during the show, and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
See, I love when stuff like this happens, because on the one hand you want to be like, what, really?
That
but on the
means
other
nothing.
hand you're like, no, it's so arrogant for me to even think that it's possible that this isn't a coincidence. But maybe it is. Like maybe it's a real thing.
Yeah, that's in like episode 8 or 9. I think that's when they're in one of the parties.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I saw that and I was like, that's really odd. Anyways, back to the show. But yeah,
was it actually a poster? No.
No, it's not like it's not an official Swan Song poster or anything. If that's what you're asking.
Gotcha.
But it is a poster with a ship on it that says Swan Song.
Huh. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm being paid by Netflix this entire time and not telling anyone. So.
That's true. I mean, you are giving it a real glowing endorsement, so I don't know.
It is truly a fantastic show, though.
It's cool. As soon as Christopher Walken's done, as soon as I kill his character, Aziz Ansari's going to come on the show. It's fine. We got guests lined up for the next year.
I did one of the other interviews I read about the show is that he's kind of doing like what Louis C.K. and Dave Chappelle did, and he doesn't know when season 3 is going to happen. And like the way that season 2 ends, that is like one of the worst statements you can hear right afterwards, because he doesn't know if or when it's going to happen. You're just like, well, that fucking sucks. That's a real shitty thing. That's a super shitty thing. So I would say watch that show. It's a great show. I haven't really seen anything else TV wise. I've been watching American Gods. Anyone else watch that yet?
Mm-hmm. Have you read the book? That's the question. That's a question you have to ask as soon as someone says they're watching.
I've read like chapters of it. I know what's going on in the story before watching the show.
Unlike, I think, most adaptations of shows that come from books, I don't know that, and we'll have to see to the end of the show, but I don't know that you're going to need to go back and read the book because it's so loyal to the book.
Yeah.
Like the writing, there are bits in the show, and I haven't read the book in like a decade, but there are bits in the show where a character will say something, and I'm like, that sounds familiar, and it's like verbatim a really good line from the book. They're doing an amazing job adapting it.
Did you watch last night's episode yet?
No, I've only seen the first 2. This is the episode with the djinn in it, right?
Yes, and they go
awesome.
The particular scene that I'm sure you know about that's in the book. They make that scene like there are people writing actual articles about the scene being too gay because of how intense it is and how like ridiculous it is.
Apparently they had to shoot it twice, like obviously multiple times, but they shot the whole scene, and then when it got to editing, they watched it and they had to go back and shoot it again because it just didn't work like anatomically. Like sometimes faking. You know how that happens in sex scenes sometimes where you're like, wait a second, that is not where his penis is. This is not how body works. So apparently they had to go back and reshoot the whole thing. It's been so good.
Yeah, it was funny reading all the comments. I do this thing where I'll like watch a brand new piece of media and then go read like Reddit or some board to see just what people are saying to jump into the zeitgeist of the show. There were so many people last night that were so upset. But like 2 episodes before, in the first episode, a woman literally eats a man with her vagina, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem." And then there's like gay sex. The fuck? Get off my TV.
I read a thing this morning on Twitter that said that the first 3 episodes of American Gods have more like dick in them than all of 2016's TV shows put together, which is kind of amazing. Brian Fuller, like he's the dude that did Hannibal, right?
Yeah.
He wrote Hannibal, yeah. So I think you can feel that in it. He's not afraid of like pushing things as far as the medium goes, of being like, all right, I'm just gonna do my thing. And it's cool seeing him on a network that isn't as restricted. Like Hannibal was gory as shit, but they still did the like, I'm in bed, I have the covers up to my neck because that's a thing. I can't show boobs on this network.
Right.
But now it's like, fuck it, let's go to town.
Yeah,
which is super cool.
I've been, I think we talked about this. I've been rewatching Mad Men. They get away with some really odd things towards the later seasons of that show in terms of like showing skin on cable television and like the amount of cursing. Like Roger straight up just drops an F-bomb in one of the episodes.
It's unsettling hearing that. It's unsettling hearing that on Netflix when you're used to have you watch the show on like network TV and they either like bleeped it or there's an alt take for it. You're like, wait a second, did she just say fuck? Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm at the beginning of season 5 though, and like he's married his secretary, and I think the show kind of starts to take a slump there till the final season.
There's a bit of a dead period.
Yeah, but it's good. Anyways, if you want to watch American Gods, you can watch it on Amazon via Stars. You have to like have a Stars subscription.
Now, is that true? Is that true? Because I've been watching it on Amazon Prime Video, and I can just watch it. I don't.
So you probably got a free month of Stars, and then they're going to start charging you in a month.
No, this is like I've had it for as long as I've had Prime. Like
maybe that's Canada
thing. Yeah. I love Canada.
Canada.
Yes, we're coming out on top, Canada. This is one time.
It might be a Canadian thing though. Stars might be like looped into the Amazon Prime ensemble. I don't know what you want to call it.
That's hot stuff. I'm really happy to be a Canadian then.
Yeah, because in the US, I had to activate that. What's up, Max?
Do you guys ever look at your face and when it's idle and just see how dumb you look? I'm just saying. Do you? Because I do.
No.
Is this too out there for you guys right now?
I don't know if
I'm saying. All right, let me put a little context. You guys are talking. I don't have anything to like contribute, which is totally fine. But I end up finding myself being like, fuck, like I'll stare off and like kind of be blank, and then I catch myself on the monitor over here. I'm like, God, you look like an idiot, Max.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
And then you become self-conscious, and you're just like, is this like, good?
You scroll back through a video, and you like, there's a part where you're just sort of like not super engaged while you're playing something, and you're just like, God, it looked boring. And
it's the same thing.
I got over
when you're really focused on a video game. It's like your game face. You know what I mean?
I'm really
not paying attention to it at all.
I'm really excited by your Cheech Marin impression here today, Max. This is good. This is nice. Got any other insightful things? Is Dave home?
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not on any substances. I'm not fucking high or anything. That's a high ass statement, though. I will say that.
That's a very high ass random statement, without a doubt. Yeah. Now everyone's just gonna think you're high, not
just
weird.
That's all.
Yeah. No, I was like that, I think, like when I started doing video, like streaming and all that crap. But now I just don't give a fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I usually don't either, but sometimes I still catch myself and I'm like, that's a weird face. Stop doing that.
One example, do you listen into your mic when you stream, Max, or do you not? You do?
Yeah, everything's,
do you listen into your mic, Dan?
Yep.
I found and I think Adam does as well, but a lot of people, a lot of streamers don't, which I think is fucking bizarre because I don't know how you can check.
The fuck out of me.
You can check levels and all that shit, but when I like tell them like, yeah, just listen in to your microphone so you can actually hear the audio mix and see if it's good. And then I turn that on. There's like, I can't do this. My voice is so odd. I can't listen to myself. Yeah. I'm like, what?
And then they don't go back if they stick with it. I did that. I just talked about this with Amanda yesterday. She didn't do that either. She didn't monitor anything. She had the ability to. And I'm like, just try it. Because if you do it this way, the issue is a lot of people, like, one, they don't hear their voice normally and they don't like it. Right. It's very uncomfortable. So they don't know exactly what they sound like, which I think is super important as a streamer and just as a broadcaster to know exactly what you sound like, and to be able, like you said, not only monitor levels and stuff, but just especially in an RP show, like
it's definitely a lot easier to be a successful broadcaster if you like listening to the sound of your own voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very true.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get used to that when you first start.
It is.
Like, and it's like takes a good couple weeks to like really tone it out. But
the worst part is
once you have it, it's such an important tool to hear yourself, so you know your own levels of mix of the game versus your voice versus everything else.
Yeah, definitely the worst part about all of that is when there's a slight delay for whatever reason.
Oh no,
it's actually impossible to talk.
No,
I
drives me
cannot think of
insane.
a single person that's able to talk while hearing your own voice at like a point.
You start doing like
1
the
second
slow
delay.
down thing.
Yeah,
You start doing like the hey, what's going on?
there've been a non-zero number of podcast interviews that I've done or whatever where I've been like, the call has a slight delay and this is weird, and now I hear myself a half second after I'm speaking and I'm trying really hard not to pay attention to the thing that I just said, and I'm trying to continue talking naturally, but now I'm hearing the thing. No, okay, I'm gonna just stop. Go ahead.
Yep. The
Like,
more you try to not listen to it, the more you hear it.
It just builds up. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pre-show. That's all we got. Max, let me know if you have any other weird statements run into your head. We'll talk
No
about it.
worries, I gotcha.
That's great.
I gotcha.
If you just notice yourself looking odd, be like, I looked really odd like 5 seconds ago.
You guys ever really looked at a giraffe before? Man, what is
Fucking
up?
weird.
What is up with a giraffe?
Some big ass necks.
That's a tall horse you
You
got.
just reminded me that
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the zoo.
I watched a giraffe kick a fucking lion when he was running from him in Planet Earth. That shit was crazy. He just fucking
Nuts.
keeps going. He's like, fuck you, lion. And the lion's like, oh shit. And then he flies off like 20 feet because the giraffe's legs are super fucking strong.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He died later, but it's fine.
The giraffe.
The giraffe.
The giraffe, yeah.
Wow.
He came back with his other buddies. I'm like, he's the one who kicked me.
So I was going to mention this the last time, JP, you were talking about Planet Earth, and I think that about those shows, the biggest thing, the hardest thing to do about making those is that tension between trying to portray, and this is why I think the editors are the best part of the show, tension between trying to portray the noble lion hunting its prey versus the poor herbivore getting killed, and the power balance between the two, where they're like, oh, you're cheering for the giraffe. Oh, yeah, he kicked that lion. Oh, no. And then you're like, oh, the sad lion won't get to eat. Oh, now he's coming back. What's happening? And like trying to manipulate the audience into caring about one or the other that it's not, you don't end up on the wrong one, where you're like, yeah, the noble giraffe. Oh, God, it's getting disemboweled. Now everyone's sad. Well, try to re-edit that.
Yeah.
Imagine how terrifying giraffes would be if they hunted like. Here's another thought. Like lions. Imagine some fucking
They have
giraffes,
talons
just
or
like,
something?
fucking.
I wouldn't be that afraid as a human
That's-
because they're too tall. Like, what are they gonna do? Their necks don't bend over that far down in front of them.
Bro, they gonna kick you,
Dude.
and they don't even have to walk over to you.
You
They
would
go
just-
with their
If
neck.
a giraffe tried to attack you, you would treat it like a Dark Souls boss, and you just stand right next to it and circle. What is it gonna do?
Strafe left. You're fine. Roll under its leg.
Dark Souls has prepared us for the giraffe apocalypse. Whenever they decide to start killing humans,
True.
we're ready.
If it was
Unless
if it
there's
was
two
JP,
giraffes, then it all goes. to
Then
shit.
we're fucked.
Yeah.
Then it's that fucking fight in the goddamn snowy area with the two. It's fucked. It's
Yeah.
real tough.
Get in a real tough spot. Just pop your Estus flask, and you're good.
Yeah.
If it was between JP and with a longsword and a giraffe, JP, I'd put my money on you.
Yeah, I'd win.
I'm just saying.
Without a
You know
doubt.
how to do it.
We'd have to have some Estus flask in there because I'd probably still take a couple hits, but I can't be perfect. I'm not Lobos, right? Can't do perfect. Let's jump into some D&D. We got a water elemental to kill.
Let's do it. So so when we fade in from the credit sequence, we see Berg with this looming, churning, kind of humanoid-shaped entity risen up before him, angrily, with the stone that you were looking for, the weapon stone that your monk friend had, firmly in the body of the swirling elemental. Now the light source in here, just to get an idea of what's going on, you have a light spell cast on one of your corals.
Yeah, it's on
shield?
one of the crossbows. Cross bolts.
Yeah,
It's just a bolt.
okay.
Why do I say cross bolts every fucking time? That Max, you know one of those things where you sound dumb? That's me. I say cross bolts and I'm like, that's not a word. It's just bolts.
Yeah.
They're bolts that go into a crossbow.
It's the worst feeling. You say a dumb thing and you're like, oh wow, I said that. And
Most of the times I
recorded.
embrace it, but that's real dumb. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right. So crossbow bolt, aka Quarrel. It's lit, and there's this water elemental, and it looks set on taking you apart, Berg, finishing the job. So let's roll initiative.
Let's not have that do that.
Let us,
Yang. I mean, the initiative, we're gonna do it, but
as our ancestors of yore. Right, I got a 5. I got 2 11s.
Where you at, Max? What are you at?
Click on Berg. I just gotta click my token. There we go.
Okay.
14.
Nice.
So Berg, we see this. We see his looming form. We see Berg dripping with icy water. Maybe breathing hard because it was squeezing you earlier. You've still got a rope tied around your waist that is like coiled at your feet. I assume Azrael, you're dropping it to draw your weapons. Berg, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
So it's still tied around my waist, yeah?
But it's not tied to anything else.
I'm just trying to figure out if Berg would have been like, this is a hindrance, like if it's...
I mean, it's a thick rope, but it's unless someone grabs the end of it and yanks, you'll probably be okay.
I think Berg's going to take a moment to just like brush it off, just so that way that if the water elemental grabs a bit of the rope that's like dangling off of the thing, Unless...
Okay.
Does it take a shit ton? I think that's a pretty standard action.
I think you can do it as part of a move action.
Yeah.
So even if you don't move anywhere, you can just kind of like slip it off of your waist. Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Water elemental. I guess, it makes sense if Berg would fly into a rage, so.
Okay.
Normal rage, though.
Okay, so you don't want to berserk. You don't need the extra action.
No, because as far as I know, I'm already at. Are these stats right? Am I at 2 exhaustion and shit?
You rested once, so you should be at 1.
You should be at 1. Yeah, we took a long rest before we came in here, but you were also possessed last episode. Remember? Before we rested.
Yeah, there hasn't been a long rest since the last time that you raged, but I can't. If it says 2 on your sheet.
No, we long rested after.
We long rested before we came in here.
Do we long rest after the mummy fight?
Yeah,
after
the ghost
fight, we rested.
Okay, then my HP should not be fucking 16. He didn't find anything since then. Yeah,
it should be full. Everything should be back.
Yep.
No, he's taking damage from the. Don't
the fight.
Don't give Berg free XP.
Which fight? Which fight?
This one.
He hit you. Yeah.
Wouldn't be full HP, but it definitely wouldn't be 16.
I
don't think he dealt
13
that much
minus.
damage.
He did 13 damage to you. He slammed you for 13.
Okay. All right, cool.
The other one missed. So whatever.
No, it's he's been hit twice. You got hit for 10 when it grabbed you for the bear hug. Then it punched you for another 13. You've taken 20.
You're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's still
23.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you smacked you around a little bit.
So 10 and 23 total, you said?
23 total, yeah.
Gotcha.
Should put you at like 25 HP or something.
All right. So you bonus action to throw yourself into a rage. Part of your move action, you tear the rope from your waist, throw it to the ground, and then what do you want to do?
I guess fucking try to batter it and bash it. Fucking hit water. Would it be possible to? Is that like a specialized thing to try to fucking aim for the orb? I don't know if it's able to be destroyed. Do we remember? Or is this too meta to ask like how structurally sound the orb is, or is it something that can be smashed with like say a fucking magical warhead?
It looked fragile.
It looks fragile, but we also know that it's a magical item. No one, even Azure Vortex, remember, because she was like meditating in that hut to try to like learn the purpose of the orb.
Yeah.
And lots of people have been after it, including the Rock Gnome King. You don't know. Yeah, we don't know the truth of it yet. We haven't had a chance to examine it really.
Well, also know that we need to take this item back to the people to get you not.
Yeah, I know. It's probably not worth it to strike the thing. I was just thinking maybe to knock it out of his head, but we don't want to fucking destroy it. So,
yeah.
The fuck is Berg going to do against a water monster?
I mean,
hit it. See what happens.
Start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to attack it. Just using my regular, too, because it's not a berserk, right? So, first one. Whoop.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
It sloshes through the water.
No, so this is the thing. Normally, yeah, like hitting a creature made out of water with a hammer is not going to do too much to it. But this is no mere hammer, my friend. This is the apology of Emperor Fey, and it glows with the divine might of that emperor. So yeah, attacking this creature with it seems to disperse its life energy as you strike it in the same way that it would if you were hitting a regular creature. So when you slam the hammer into it, water splashes, and the creature seems to recoil. In the way you would expect if you hit something more physical.
Sweet 3 necrotic life steal. Yeah.
All right, so you deal 13 total on your first swing.
Yes. Wait, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 13 total.
Okay. All right.
And then
So again,
second
we get this like slow motion shot of you swinging the hammer, and it smashes into the body of the elemental. The hammer is glowing with a faint light, and as before, we can see the chariot pulling Emperor Fey around in the engraving, like moving, and the demon's kind of like writhing around on the hammer as you get this like close up shot as you smash into it. And you can take a second swing because you always get
pow.
Okay.
Hit. Nice.
Nice
17
work.
17
So
damage.
for 17. Okay, great.
Additional 3
right.
necrotic lifesteal. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
It's
Okay.
becoming more and more evil by the moment.
All right. So yeah, you can feel it feels a bit different because when you're hitting like normally you hit a creature, you feel kind of like a swell of their life energy, right? There's kind of like the heartbeat of the creature, and you can feel its sort of life essence filling you. But in this, I think that you feel a sense of like cold kind of pass over you. It's rather than like emboldening you or invigorating you with energy, you feel a sense of numbness. Your wounds, as though you were plunged into icy water. Your wounds just don't bother you as much. Absorbing the energy of this elemental is somehow fundamentally different than if you were attacking a natural creature. Jubilant Black Gale, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Am I still in range? I need to disengage before I can cast a spell without incurring an attack, right?
No, you can cast a spell, but if it's a ranged spell, it's a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I want to do spiritual weapon from the orb. Because I stored that last time we slept, and I'll cast spiritual weapon right here. One above Berg.
Let me grab you your spiritual weapon from.
And then I'll attack with that on the same round, because that's a thing.
Okay, give me 1 second to place it. So where where did you want?
Just one above Berg. I guess I could float. I'll put it like right here.
Okay.
One over to the left, yeah.
Right.
I hit with I rolled a 24.
Yeah, 24 is no problem. Yeah, you definitely hit.
7 force damage.
Okay.
And then I will I'll use my rapier for the first time. I was really excited about getting this like 20 episodes ago, and for the first time ever, I will use a rapier to strike this creature.
Pop that water head off.
16, is that a hit?
Yes, a 16 is a hit.
8 more damage.
Okay,
It
so
loses its head.
Unlike the apology of Emperor Fey, you thrust the rapier into the watery cloud, and it is much like attacking a bowl of soup. You're not really sure what's going on.
Okay.
You kind of poke the rapier in, water floats around, but whether it does much to the creature or not is hard to say.
Okay.
Azrael, it is your turn.
All right.
You are standing on a bridge between two of your friends.
Is there enough room for me to move through Berg?
You can pass through your companions.
Okay.
Sure.
Then I'll move up there.
Okay.
And then I will mark the creature with to give me advantage on all attacks for 10 rounds on him.
Okay. All right.
And then as my bonus action, then I'll take my 2 swings.
All right.
Is 13 enough to hit?
13 is not enough. No. So you lashed out it with a swing, and you miss. So you just swipe the surface.
We still have Bless. I cast that just before the fight began, so I can roll the d4. Is 15 enough?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. 15 for 12 slashing, and then I will Divine Smite at 2nd level for an additional 15.
Okay. All right. So Balder itself seems to have fairly little effect. The sword cuts through the water as you would expect it to, and doesn't really do much until you imbue it with your divine power. And as the light of the fountain glows from the blade, that's when you see the water of this creature's body start to dissolve and burn away.
Okay, then I'll take my 2nd swing.
Okay.
Crit.
Oh, nice. Good work.
Oh shit. Okay, so we do 19 damage, and then of course I will Divine Smite.
Sure.
2nd level. I get to do twice because it's a crit.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 plus 17, so 27 radiant plus 19 physical.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So the second time you strike true. And the creature recoils from the glowing energy of your sword. There's hissing as the steam kind of like burns away and starts to fill like the cavern around it. But yeah, that was a mighty strike, Azrael. The power of the fountain is on your side. So the elemental on its turn. We see it. I guess it's got this kind of vaguely human shape. We see it sort of plunge its hands down into the water, and from behind you, from over here, there's a sudden like bubbling, and then a geyser of steam and water erupts, and we see yet another elemental form behind the bridge. So the elemental directly in front of you, Berg, I think is going to. Oh, I got to roll to see if it recharges its grab.
It's gonna knock me back in the water.
Let's see. Yes, it does recharge the grab. So it can move into your space. So it flows up onto the bridge to cover Azrael and Berg. So this thing is kind of like swirling around you, the water grabbing at your clothes, pushing your arms around, and then both of you need to make a DC 15 Strength saving throw.
Shit.
I saved.
Now, does your strength save when you're enraged? Do you get any kind of bonus to your or advantage to your strength saves or strength rolls because of rage max?
Think so.
Let me double check for you because I think
Maybe,
I just want to make sure because I know this is a thing that barbarian rage
less isn't a
yes. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Holy shit.
So you both save.
Good.
All right, so each creature makes a save. On a failure, the target takes some damage. You didn't fail, and you are not grappled. So yeah, it just flows into your space, and it's kind of like flowing around you. But Berg, you are too enraged to be able to be caught up in its attack. The second one, the one on this side, attempts to do the same, flowing up over the bridge. And so now when we see it from a distance, we see the bridge with these two kind of arcs of water, sort of crystalline clear water, just kind of flowing around it like in a ring, grabbing at you. The things don't really have a space. If the saving throw is successful, you're pushed out of the elemental space. So I'm gonna shove both of you off the bridge into the water.
Fuck.
So yeah, you don't get grappled by it, but you get pushed out of the space and you tumble off the bridge and land in the water. Now the water, you can kind of see where the water is light and where it's dark. Where it's dark, it's deep enough that you have to tread water. Where it's light, you land and you're between kind of like ribs and like knees high. So Azra, you tumble and splash into the water. You don't take any fall damage because the water cushions the blow. But the two of you are in that space there. Can you, Jubilant Black Gale, can you make a DC 15 strength save, please?
This will go well. Hey, it went well.
Hey,
Yay!
nice. Okay. So same thing. You get pushed out of its space, and I'm gonna push you over there. So you get same thing, pushed off the bridge into the.
How does that work? Am I flying or am I pushed?
No. Remember, you have to take an action to activate your flying.
That's
so you
right.
just get shoved off into the water. So you splash there. Okay. Berg, it is your turn.
I'm assuming Berg's going to try to go. He can't fucking fight in the water here, so... And plus, it's somewhat in the deep part, right? Because it's the darker.
Yeah.
So he'd try to go north up yonder and climb his way up. That's possible to get his way up over here. So,
yeah, make an athletics check. Are
they going to get an attack of opportunity or like?
No, you're staying in its threatened area all the way around.
Okay. What did you say? Make a what?
Athletics check, and it's at advantage, I believe.
Advantage, yeah.
Let me double check that real quick.
Nailed it.
Advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. But yeah, you're fine. You got a 24, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and move to where you wanted to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna move like up here.
You just rage climb.
Yeah, fucking rage climb.
Yep. Pull yourself up.
Attack this motherfucker if I can, which I should be able to. Let's go. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, no problem.
14. Get 3 back.
Okay.
And then second.
Nice.
Fucking dickhead.
All right, so that's another
14.
14. Okay. Cool. All right. Jubilant Black Gale.
I will need to disengage to get away from this thing now, right?
Yes, yeah, you're in its threatened area.
What is the? Is it? I can. Are the boots 40 feet or 30 or 35, or is it the same speed as me? I forget.
Which now? Oh, your
It's 30 because you have all your stuff.
your
Is
ability
it-
to
is
fly.
it-
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna disengage over here behind Azrael.
Disengage action. Okay. Now it does take an action to turn on flight, so you can't disengage and fly.
What? I mean, wouldn't I already be flying? Because I said I was flying over the water last episode and stuff. I guess I quote landed on.
Oh
the
no,
bridge.
that's right. Yeah, no, you are. Yeah, you are still flying. So you tumbled down, but you are still in flight mode. You're right. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to reactivate.
All right. Yeah, I'll fly over there and then
Do you want to just set a? Should we just set a precedent in the same way that like Max and I, unless Max says otherwise, he berserks. Do you want to just say unless you tell me otherwise, you like when you wake up in the morning, you start flying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm realizing too. I don't think I have. Do I still have the one exhaustion from before? Because we took a long rest, right? Doesn't that clear up exhaustion or no?
You had
long
two
rest clears up.
exhaust-
You had
It
two.
clears up
Yeah.
one. You
I
had
had 2, so it clears up 1. Okay, so I do have 1. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I would
so
have gone.
you,
I would have gone
you-
full berserker though, because I was still going off of like the stats before, because I hadn't updated it after the thing. It's fine. I'm still a normal thing, but I'm just thinking out loud, kind of.
So you disengage and then fly.
Yeah. And then
fly
spiritual weapon, the same target.
Okay. So the spiritual weapon has
Crit?
to move, but
Oh, okay. Well, I'll move over to the left. That's fine. I
yeah,
crit it
that's
though.
fine. Okay. All right, great. So the trumpet, I think it's probably the trumpet is inside the elemental, and then with like a watery like he just bursts out of it, and it deals
Only 12
damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watery
Cool.
trumpet sound. Hold on. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Don't.
I'm gonna spit coffee everywhere. I'm gonna spit coffee everywhere.
That's a good idea. That's a
All right.
strong decision.
So Azrael, you are you're about 10 feet underneath the thing. You can't really attack it from where you're standing.
Okay. Nowhere to move either. I guess. Is it considered difficult terrain? The water, the deep water.
Because you don't have a swim move rate. So yes, yeah,
Yeah.
difficult terrain. Just like swim out into the water.
Well, I will. I guess I will hold action, and when an enemy comes in my melee range, I will attack it.
Okay.
And I can't really get anywhere right now.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're threatening currently these 3 squares, and then I
Yes.
guess if there's anything under the bridge, those 2 squares. But those are the 3 kind of open squares. Okay.
If he comes down to attack me, the one below him, then I will just take a swing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this one flows past Berg. I got to roll for each of them to see if they recharge their thing too. So this is the one that is now the top one, and then this is the bottom one. Okay. So the top one did recharge. The bottom one is going to make slam attacks on Berg. So 1,
Do it.
the hit for 13.
It did it for half, though.
Yep. That's right. And then the second one
Damn.
is a hit for 11, again for half.
6 and 5.
So the first one in front of you is just like pummeling you with these fists of hard water, while the other one kind of flows into it and then through it and around you and tries to grapple you up. So it's gonna try to absorb you with its whelming attack. DC 15 strength save, please.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, hold on, sorry.
With
Fuck
advantage,
with my
right?
health.
Because he has
Yes, with advantage because you're still
Strength
hurt.
save. Let's do it. Boom.
22.
Okay.
God,
All right.
man.
So
Oh,
you get pushed out of its space.
Yes, no longer in the water. I love it.
And actually, I think it spits you out into this little like room here. Yeah, I think so. You get sucked up into it, battered around a little bit, and then bleh, like spit out into this room. It is your turn. What are you gonna do?
My turn. Fucking fire back at this asshole.
Okay.
And apology of everybody.
Okay. Yep.
So 13 total.
All right. Sounds good.
And smack it again.
Nice. Yeah, you're hitting it, no problem. Same
13
thing.
again.
Okay. All right. Jubilant Black Gale, it is your turn.
Well, can I attack this top one with the swords or with the trumpet still?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. We'll start off the round with that. Let me go back to the front of the character sheet. Right, there it is. Wait, what? I clicked it.
Yeah, I see it. That's a hit.
Oh, sorry. It usually prompts you for what level. I guess that. Oh, there it is. Okay. For 8 damage.
Okay, so yeah, more trumpet resounding off the stone, and it's all nice and echoey. The acoustics in here are great.
Great. And then I'll Spirit Guardians on me, which is a they fly around you a distance of 15 feet for the duration. So is that 15 feet radius? Yeah. I think that makes sense. And then I'll move forward 2 squares.
Can you link the spell in chat so we can take a look at it? Thank you.
It's making. Does this cast it? What does this do? Oh, that rolled the damage. How do fuck?
Yeah, that's just.
Let me
it's
just
okay.
link the text.
There is a way, but we always forget to like check it out and
I think you can click it in your spell book.
That's what I just did. Yeah.
Okay, so they flit around. They I assume you're designating your friends to not be affected
don't
by
attack
it.
my friends.
They half speed, and when a creature enters it for the first time on a turn or starts their turn there, they make a wisdom save or take radiant damage. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then I will move behind Azrael so that they're both in the thing.
The spirits of judgment emerge from you and begin to swirl around. And I imagine they're like if we look at the judgment card, it's got like an angel with a trumpet on it, right? So it's probably like angelic figures, winged humanoids, looking stern and angry, wielding swords and golden trumpets, kind of like swirling around you.
Pretty much.
And then you move forward.
Yeah, move forward two squares.
Okay, cool.
So they'll take damage on start of their turn.
You got it. Azrael?
Okay.
Oh, and is
that is concentration. I can't
I was
have
gonna
both.
say it's concentration. Yeah. Do you have? I was about to ask. Do you have? So the spiritual weapon goes away.
Yeah,
spiritual weapon's not.
Spiritual weapon isn't concentration, but it's who cast bless.
I did. I have
did.
bless.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. Okay, you're fine. You're good.
Okay, great.
We got bless. Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna move down here and then try to climb up onto the bridge. Right here.
Okay. So just to make sure we're all clear before you do that, before you, so you understand what's going on, the bridge is 10 feet above the water. It's possible for you to swim down and then echo the dolphin up into the air and grab the bridge. If you're you got real strong legs, it will require a very difficult check. Say athletics check probably, because you're wearing plate armor and you're gonna try to dolphin jump out of the water.
The other option is that you go all the way south, but there's not much else you could do.
I'm useless unless I get back up on that bridge. So I gotta try.
Okay. All right. So this is definitely like using your action. Let's say DC 20 athletics check. It's possible, but it's gonna be real hard.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have inspiration? Well,
no. I don't have inspiration.
So you swim to the bottom, like take a deep breath, push off the floor, swim up as hard as you can, jump into the water, try to grab for the ledge, just barely miss it, and then splash back down into the water.
Okay.
Okay. So the elementals both need to make saves, right, at the beginning of their turn.
Yep.
It's a DC 15?
DC 15 wisdom save, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll roll
So top elemental and bottom elemental, looks like they both bottom one succeeds, top one fails.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Where is that? There it is. Well, 18. Nice. I rolled pretty well on that.
Okay. All right. So the top one takes 18 damage, and the bottom one takes 9, right?
Yep.
Half?
Correct.
Okay. Awesome. So the spirits begin attacking the elementals. The elementals are just swatting at them, and they're flying around and blasting them. But yeah, it's starting to take them apart. Do you want to do anything else? You moved. You can still like take an action, and you have a bonus action to attack with the trumpet. So.
It's not my turn. That's the beginning of their turn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Cool. It's such a good spell. All right. So they're gonna try to get out of that spell. First, though. Berg, the one closest to you.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so here's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to, instead of running away, this one, the one that you have marked with your smite stuff, he's going to move down here. I got to roll for both of these guys. Hang on.
I'll admit, I looked away for a moment. Are we all in submerged in water now?
No, you're up.
No,
north.
the blue aura is the angel creatures.
Oh,
that are
that's
flying.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck kind of shit are they doing? Like,
Okay,
you're on
so
land, fuck you.
Neither of them recharge their whelm ability. This one pours off of the bridge and back down into the water, and it's going to attack. It's going to attack Jubilant Black Gale with two attacks.
I can't see what's happening.
So Gale, here we go. One. It's a hit for 12.
Yep.
Make a DC 12 Constitution save. Okay,
Pass.
fine. And then second hit for 13, and then same roll.
Save.
Okay, all right. So the spell maintains. The one up top.
Runs like a bitch.
No, because you'd get an attack of opportunity on it if it moves. So it's just going to try to slam Berg a couple more times. So here's one attack, Berg.
Nope.
And then a second attack.
Yeah.
For 17. Okay. That is it for the elementals. Berg, it is your turn.
Do that damage. It was like 8 damage half, right? Yep.
Yeah.
20. All right, Berg's just gonna keep battering away. This motherfucker. We're locked in combat.
Yeah, you
We're
can't
going
leave the
nowhere.
room, right? Like he's just pouring water down around your feet and like pummeling you and trying to push you back into the room. And you're just trying to fight your way free. So yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
16.
All right.
3, 4, and another one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Nice. All right.
Nice, forward necrotic back. That's great. Actually, just
Yeah.
went back to where I was.
Bashing away at the creature. Yeah, that was good. You got eight back. So
Yeah.
cool. All right. So I guess you're not moving. Can't do anything. You're just holding your ground. So Jubilant Black Gale, this would be the beginning of your turn. You're all in the water. There's a water elemental all around you. But do you wanna grab a break here, and we'll pick up with your turn when we come back?
Yeah, let's take our break here for sure. So we'll
good.
do just that, and we'll come back and go into hour 2 here of Court of Swords. Is it week 36? Is that?
Somewhere in that vicinity.
I don't think it's 35.
I don't think
The first digit is
It's
correct.
35. It's 35.
It's 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. Hour 2, week 35. Right after this. We'll see you then.